Askreddit Asks, amputees of Reddit, is sleeping on your side more or less comfortable now? Why?
I dated a congenital left arm amputee, meaning he was born without his arm, and it was really convenient because his arm wouldn't fall asleep when we spooned in bed because there was none need it. Cheers for the upvotes and gold, silver. To clarify some of the questions blowing up my inbox, I referred to it as an amputation because he's missing a limb. It's the easiest way to have everyone know what I mean. It's technically a birth defect, not an amputation. When I commented, nobody had really contributed anything relevant and I thought my story was acceptable.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about. Thank you for your contribution.
This sounds ridiculously convenient.
Less comfortable. Sleeping on my side just feels weird. Also, the metal from the amputation hits my face and makes it very cold.
Metal?
Less interesting. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing okay.
I actually want to learn back sleeping. May look into smaller pillows to make body comfy.
Definitely more comfortable for me. There's nothing in the way.
Hell yeah dude, thanks for the answer. This is what I thought it would be.
Wow, first comment you ever made.
You've had this account for years and this is your first ever comment. Hashtag nice. Mom's an amputee, lost it at 39. It's been 15 years since. She was a side sleeper, and says she can't sleep on the side with her amputation because it hurts too much. As for sleeping in the other side, it feels weird because her amputated arm just hangs. She forces herself to sleep on her back but never feels rested.
I never knew how much I valued sleeping on my side until I read this thread. Forced back sleeping sounds miserable honestly. Wishing your mom some good rest in the future.
Wow, this is understandable. Have a good day. Thank you for the insight.
I don't have an amputated arm but a paralyzed one and felt like you might be interested in my story as well. My left arm is permanently paralyzed due to an accident 3 years ago. Sleeping with it sucks because when laying on my left side my arm just feels like a foreign object that's poking in my side. Also, as you might, or not, imagine, turning during sleep is awkward as my left arm doesn't just come along, so I have to pick my left arm up in order to turn over. I mostly just lay on my back as any other position is just awkward. I have thought of amputating my arm but have not done it as I feel an arm in a sling will attract less looks as no arm at all. Fun fact. Sometimes my right arm falls asleep when I sleep, so I wake up with two arms that can't function. Freaked me out the first time it happened. Am used to it now. Edit. Answering FAQ 1. I can move my bicep inwards and bend my middle finger and thumb inwards. If my arm hangs in my sling I can hold something light in my hand, but I'll have to consciously keep thinking to squeeze too. A prosthetic wouldn't work since my nerves are torn from my spine. As of now the technology to reconnect those is very new, so extremely expensive, and since they'll be attaching stuff inside your spine it's very dangerous. 3. Yes, I do sometimes stuff my floppy paralyzed hand in my pocket, however it's awkward to stand in a store with a line behind you struggling to get money out of your wallet with one hand in your pocket. 4. I have thought about getting it amputated, but this will bring a whole lot of potential problems with it, so I'm not willing to risk that right now.
Not an amputee, but a rehab doc who has treated hundreds, if not thousands, of amputees. Amputation of a limb is so much more than the absence of a limb. Almost all amputees have some degree of residual limb pain, obviously varying in severity. When you transect a limb, scar tissue forms, bony overgrowth occurs, and nerves form often painful structures known as neuromas. These issues impact their lives in many aspects. Quality of sleep is a huge problem for many as nerve pain tends to be worse at night. The media depiction where your arm is cut off and now it's basically the same thing but shorter is totally fiction. Very few people are better off after an amputation than they were before. Limb amputation is a chronic disease which negatively impacts people in a lot of ways. I often do pre-amputation counseling, and it's amazing how many people falsely believe that their lives will be drastically improved after an elective amputation. As good as our newest prosthetic devices are, nothing beats your native limb if it's still functional. Elective amputation rarely solves the patient's problem. A especially if it's pain. Edit, remove, got spoiler, oops.
Probably the most original question here in years.
Arm amputees of Reddit. If you were paid $1 million to have your arm back, would you do it? Why or why not?
Hopefully people don't get up in arms about it.
Man, I asked a very similar question once and it was downvoted hard. Pretty interesting how important timing is on Reddit.
Anyone who wonders where on earth this question came from has likely never been a devoted side sleeper who has woken up many a night in agonizing nerve pain from the arm under your body.
Some of you never touched your arm and not felt it, and it shows. All the times you wake up and can't feel it. And when you touch it, your arm doesn't even feel like yours.
Do people who sleep on their back toss and turn? I feel like being a side sleeper is part of the reason I take longer to get to sleep, because maybe the other shoulder will be more comfortable.
I'm amazed at this question. Edit.
Even more amazed at the puns down below.
Hopefully there was no harm done to the amputees with all of these puns.
Very unique one.
I'd say he's had this question armed for quite some time.
I lost my left arm at the shoulder in 2011. Sleeping on my left side is great. And weird. My phantom limb hangs down through the bed. Trying to sleep on my right side sucks because now my phantom limb makes it seem like I'm holding my arm up in the air.
You can feel it as if you were holding it up?
I'm sorry, but now I'll live my life thinking of your phantom limb through the bed.
I have this weird feeling that the people with the fewest arms sleep the best.
It's a conspiracy, man.
I'm missing part of one arm. I sleep like shit.
Don't make this into a desirable trend. Also, if you've lost an arm, how do you wash the armpit of the arm you still have? Question mark.
I just asked this out loud and got myself and 3 other people to look like monkeys when we tried to reach our armpits. Turns out it's not that hard to reach ITGO ahead, try it.
I have the feeling Off is seriously considering amputation for sleeping purposes.
Yeah, I just wanted to do some research first. You know.
You should have attended the furnace party, there was free sedation. Downside is you would be cast in steel or concrete, but at least you would sleep like a rock. Not an arm amputee, nor do I sleep on my side. But I have a dog who still has all of his limbs. Hope that answered your question.
You must be one of those professional Amazon question answerers.
For the sake of research, you are now required to lose one limb for a night to test this question. You can reattach it after the fact.
I do like this product. 1 star.
I mean, your arm can't fall asleep, _Sue_changelog. Removed.
Sensory information does not always correlate to actual structure. Not only is it common for amputees to feel pain in the missing limb, phantom pain, but sensations of numbness and tingling are very common as well. Source: Work in Physical Therapy. Additional semi-related information. If you want a cool video to watch regarding how pain works, this TED Talk is really good. URL redacted. Watch. V=1 Weilbierstatu.
According to some research, sleeping on the right side allows your spine to take its natural position, which is thus more comfortable. However, sleeping on the left, which may also straighten your spine, it was unclear, can constrict your organs depending on their placement, but allow greater blood flow. The left side is also recommended for pregnancy, and sleeping with a pillow between your legs on either side is recommended. Sleeping on your back will take stress off of your organs and lungs, but can weigh down other areas. And sleeping on your stomach can help with acid reflux.
So we're screwed no matter what.
Sleeping on a firm surface, such as the ground, is also better for you.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day, you marvelous people.